Right, we're going back to Crystal Palace Live now, because coming up very shortly, the 4x400 meters relay. David Coleman.
Yes, they do start in a couple of minutes' time. As you may have heard earlier, Steve Ovett goes in the England C team, and England putting out no less than 5 teams. Some 400-meter runners involved, and some remarkable names, as you'll hear in just a moment. People you don't expect to see running 4x400s. But in the meantime, we can have a look at the javelin.
Well, the javelin now has reached the second round. Raoul Bradstock in second place with 77 metres 60, representing England. Been throwing well lately. Oh, and that's a good throw. It's over 85. The British record stands at 85 metres and 52, and that's held by David Otley, set in 1980. And Bradstock has been throwing 80 metres of late, but really that is a marvellous throw. It's a personal best, certainly. And he really unleashed that one. Just over 85. 85 metres is 278 feet 10. And that throw just still waiting. There it is, 85 metres and 34. 280 feet. And that's a substantial lead and only 6 inches below the British record. Marvellous stuff from Bradstock. And he's still got 4 more throws.
Well, the 4x400 meter boys getting ready to draw. Norway in lane 1, Scotland in lane 2, England in lane 3. The first team is Akabusi, Steve Hurd, Gary Cook and Phil Brown. Hungary in lane 4. Then the England B team, that's Paul Dunn, Ainsley Bennett, Esprier Birchfield and Carl Hale. The England C team, Nigel Kitchen, Brian Dickens, Steve Ovett, who goes on the third leg, and Roy Dickens. And the England D team, Kermit Bentham, Steve Thomas, Eugene Gilkes and Chris Thompson. And the E team right on the outside, John McCabe, Lloyd Cowan, Mark Holton, the hurdler from Wolverhampton, and Rob Harrison, the Liverpool 800-meter runner right on the outside. Steve Ovett, by the way, runs in Koblenz, and a match you'll be able to see on BBC television, BBC One, 10:25, when it's rumoured he'll be attacking either the world 1,500 metres record or the world mile record. We asked his advisor and England team manager Andy Norman a few minutes ago if he knew which it would be, and he said no, not yet. So Ovett, who's lost his world record last night to Sidney Marie at 1,500 metres, also seen his British all-comers 2,000-metre record go this, but he's looking for some speed training this afternoon at 400 metres, which is the real reason he's here. The England first team is very powerful indeed. Akabusi of the Army, second in the United Kingdom Championship, goes on lane 1 in the first leg. Steve Hurd of Wolverhampton and Bilston, much improved this season on the second leg. Gary Cook of the same club on the third leg. He normally runs second and Todd Bennett third, but Bennett's on holiday. And Phil Brown, of course, who's been brilliant on the anchor leg for Britain this season. Ryan Whittle is the lead-off man for Scotland in lane 2. Followed by McMahon, by Hislop, by Nicol. Four by 400 metres relay. The first leg run in lanes, and the first quarter of the second leg until they break in the back straight run in lanes. So it's difficult to tell who's where until they break in the back straight. England D team going well through Bentham. Also the England A team, Akabusi, also going well. He's made up a bit of ground on the Hungarian, who's closed on the England B runner, who's Paul Dunn. Next to the outside, this is Bentham at Thames Valley Harriers running for England D. He's a good run. And Akabusi now for the A team, which will counter the match. He's also had a good run. Bentham hands over to Steve Thomas at Cheltenham for the D team. But the A team now with Steve Hurd about to take the lead. And England with 3 teams right up there at the moment, and the 4th team goes up as well, so it's going to be very difficult to work them out. Ainsley Bennett's gone flying off there for the England B team to bring them up into second place. The C team now have gone third through Brian Dickens, and the D team 4th, Steve Thomas. And Ainsley Bennett running a remarkable leg, closing on Steve Hurd. determined to prove a point, but Hurd is very strong in the closing stages. He's a very, very big athlete indeed. He's had a good season, and he's improving all the time. He comes away, and he's timed that better. Comes through to bring the C team into second place, the B team third. The England A team, and Ovett goes away on this leg in second place, believe it or not. Now, there's going to be a real test for Steve Ovett. Gary Cook out in front, recognised as one of the best relay leg runners in the country. And now the B team gone past Ovett, and that's Vaughan Spray of Birchfield. Closing, or trying to close on Gary Cook, but Gary Cook's strength is strength on this one-lap event. Very upright style, but he comes cruising away again. Seems to find another gear on that top bend and comes away again. So England A with the lead, England B in second place, and Steve Ovett's losing third place now to Mark Holtum, who's come right through for the E team. And Holtum's on a very good leg indeed. Steve Ovett had to go searching for his partner, came in, but couldn't find him, and in fact they lost a lot of ground there. So it's Phil Brown for the England A team on this last leg. They're closing up very, very quickly. Being chased by the B team. It should be Carl Hamilton, and it is. And Brown has gone very easily indeed. Surely saved an awful lot. Surely they're not going to allow the indignity of being beaten by the B team. No, Phil Brown comes right away. He's tempted Carl Hamilton to the B team, and nothing more than that. Battle rise for... And it's going to be the E team with Rob Harrison anchoring them. The A team win, the B team second, and the E team third. The time unimportant. The points mean that England have won the match undoubtedly. The time, by the way, for Steve Ovett unofficially on that third leg, 48.7, and Mark Holtum, by the way, taking the lead, taking the position away from him, ran 47.3.
Okay, another presentation.
And indeed, 4 of the England teams there finished ahead of Hungary. And by the way, we'll be seeing Steve Ovett, let me remind you, in that world record attempt at 1,500 metres or the mile on BBC One from Koblenz at 10:25. He's gone straight across there to have a word with Andy Norman, his advisor, the England team manager, a smile on his face, but he certainly shook his head. I think he said to Andy, "This isn't my event."
Javelin event going on in
the
arena, and of course the long jump in the fourth round.
Yeah, I think you may have explained that Mark Holtum took a few yards out of him then, which came as a big surprise, as well as the established 400-metre runners. But 4 England teams finishing ahead of Hungary, it augurs well for the future. There was some good talent on view there, and I imagine that Steve just used that as a run-out.
Right, well, England won the test match today, the final test, by 165 runs. New Zealand all out for 345 in their second.
Information.